Hello, and welcome to episode 4 of Scarlet Hollow, featuring my corrupted save file. So, I don't know which save it saved, because I played episode 3 twice? 3 times. So, and I had a save from the itio game, which I deleted, so I'm gonna be as surprised as you are about what my abilities are and where the hell I am just going in. It's a new day, my sign seems so far away. You can almost pretend. God. I need to brighten up this room. Stella? No responding. Hey, I'm kinda worried about you. After you ran off last night, text me as soon as you get the chance. Very direct. Let me call her. I hate people that have voicemails like that. I haven't heard from her either. Well, I guess that's it. I'm going to first visit Dusty. Hello. They both have bread now. Human is back. Maybe change your mind about eating us. Could be the end of Dustin and Dustin Mom. I would not eat you. I think I should glass house glass is water. Tried to reclaim last house last night, but ass was water too big and strong, plus the mom's sense of chest. Might have to live in Dustin house forever. I'll do my best, but no promises. Sharp things on the head. Is there a porcupine in there? Where am I going? I'm gonna fight a porcupine. Oh god, a doll. Someone was in there? What do you mean? I'm gonna take a shower. I got an achievement for not showering in the last episode, so. Think about the door in the clinic, you're so drawn to it, even now you're looking back to the for a bit. Think about Wayne and whether you're ever truly alone? No, thanks. I'll think about the door. You're done here. Head downstairs. Right. Wait, face my cousin. Did we not end up? Is this the save where he's mad at me? Had to run to the librarian needed help, so I'm giving him the keys to the Maxwell place. And the miners decided to stage a strike today of all days, so I won't be around. I know there's no point asking not to do reckless, but I'm asking anyway. Back late, college get in trouble. Yep. Okay, so if this is the save where I didn't befriend my cousin, I'm going to definitely call her because she's nice. Am I gonna talk to the cat? Cat fucking hates me. Oh. Ay, ay, ay. Not respect. You know anything about the stone carvings around there? Bye, forever. Good talk. Investigate the garden. Oh, I'm gonna fight the goddamn porcupine now. It doesn't take much effort to find a path. Cutting off prickly raspberry bushes and tangled vines litter the ground around the greenhouse. The glass house, I would say. It's a goat! It's sealed shut by a lock and catch a brief glimpse of burnt shadow through ancient clouded grass. Okay. What's your name, little guy? Goat. What are you doing in the greenhouse? You wouldn't put me here. Can't complain. Pretty sweet digs, honestly. Stays nice and warm, and there's plenty of eats too. Did that human have a brown coat and big boots? Coat like what, fur? Nah, not brown fur, yellow fur. Just on the top like all you humans. Don't know what boots are, can't help you there. Yellow fur. Oh, hair! Where did you come from? Farm. Used to live with other guys like me. Kinda miss them, but not that much. Don't gotta share anymore. Examine the lot. Guess I'll leave it to it then. See ya, or not. It's a wild world out there. There's a goat in the greenhouse. I don't want to eat the PB&J, honestly. Eat something at the diner. Oh my god. You can't help but feel countless eyes watching you from the tree line. Feeling that reminds you of your time in the woods with Stella. Ditchlings shouldn't be out in the middle of the day though, getting bolder. Oh, hi! You're surprised to find a familiar face making its way up the path towards you. Hey, I was just coming up to see you. Hope you were able to get some sleep after everything that happened last night. I was up most of the night, totally wired on adrenaline. Even if I'd been able to chill out a bit, knowing that thing was right down the street, yeah, not super conductive to a good night's sleep. Does the library look different? Like, can you see the haunting from outside? It's boarded up, but I can't say I've gotten close enough to see much of anything yet. We could always check it out together. Though maybe we'd better not tempt it. That ghost seemed pretty desperate to eat your soul last night, and I don't know if I mean that metaphorically or literally. Hopefully some slapdash plywood is all it takes to contain that thing. I don't like the thought of it spilling out into Main Street if it smells a drop of Scarlet blood nearby. Hopefully no hooligans break into the library and get trapped in ghost hell. Where they are abandoned buildings or people trying to break in and get some. True. Nothing we can do about that, but maybe the ghost won't possess anyone if there aren't any Scarlets around. Guilt trip. Who knows? Okay, so, I'm hot in the save file. There's issues everywhere now, even though it's daytime. No, they're pretty small. I hope they're getting bigger. Is it gonna be like one giant kitchen? You're coming up to see me, that's sweet. Oh. Ah. Okay, we're all gonna go get in trouble together. Have you heard anything from Stella? I haven't heard from her, though we don't text much, and I haven't checked with Winnie to see if she came in for an early breakfast or anything. But if you haven't heard from her, that doesn't sound great. Seeing her like that last night was awful. She's usually so unflappable. Nick and I are gonna meet up with Stella. You wanna come? Absolutely. I told Winnie I'd be coming in late today, so if that's I don't know how much time though. From what I saw this morning, the diner is popping. It's absolutely packed with miners. They must be using it as a home base for the strike. Oh. Oh, by the way, there's a strike going on. I'm sure you already know that though. I have to imagine Tabitha would have told you this morning. Let's head to town. Yeah, good idea. Tabitha's gonna be in the mood. Oh. Oh, ma'am, I like your outfit. Like emotionally. Yeah, I'm not too bad. Better after seeing. Oh, that's good. I feel like I got crushed by a steamroller or something. Joints all out of whack, totally exhausted and super foggy. Mom has been insisting I caught a cold, and I wasn't buying it, but as of this morning, I've come around. It's definitely something beyond exhaustion, even considering this ridiculous, stressful week we've all had. But I'm not gonna let that stop me from looking for Stella. I'm supposed to see your mom at some point today. Maybe she'll finally shed some light on things. I'm not sure what she's planning to tell you today, that she couldn't have told all of us last night. Maybe she's going to read your fortune. After last night, I wouldn't doubt that she actually could. Your mom always has a bit of a hint that Glinda vibe going for her. Yeah, maybe I should stop making fun of her whole new age mysticism thing. A lot happened in the last couple of days. Ugh, I need to take a page out of Stella's book and just block this shit out. I need to be focused. I can't keep having all these existential crises. There'll be plenty of time for tea after we find Stella. Do you still think there could be a rational explanation for all of this? Kanika sighs heavily. Rational? Sure. Rooted in the reality that is, until a few days ago I thought was devoid of all magic and supernatural shit? No. Ghosts are real. They can suck you into illusionary dimensions and puppet your body like a fleshy marionette. Next thing you know, we'll find out there's a secret society of warlocks running the country, or that angels are real. You gotta admit, it's kinda thrilling, isn't it? Anything could be possible. Who knows what the new day holds for all of us? Avery, please. It would be a little more thrilling if it weren't terrifying. All the magical stuff we've found so far just wants to hurt us. We need a magical being that's on our side. Where are the magical girls when you need them? I guess we already have an animal whisperer, don't we? That's pretty magical. Wait, you can talk to animals? For real? When were you gonna tell me? Whoa, I'm gonna need you to tell me what every animal we meet is saying. That's so cool. You, really took that in stride, didn't you? I take everything in stride. There's no better way to live. I mean, Kanika, your mom's totally a witch, right? Maybe she's the magical girl. No way. She's just a new age crystal and herbs lady. She's not. You don't think. She could be for real. Anything seems possible these days. But that would mean everything I thought I knew was wrong, and my whole life has been a lie. Shit. Is someone manning the general store while we look for Stella? Screw the general store. Mom can deal. Whoa, did I miss something? You good, Kanika? Just some family drama. I'm sure I was gonna take a sick day anyway. I don't want to infect the entire town with whatever cold this is. Instead, I'll just infect both of you, and whoever else we come across while looking for Stella. Okay. Alright, that's on Dottle. I'm worried about Stella and doesn't feel right to be doing anything that isn't actively looking for her. Agreed. Let's get to work. Where to first? Her house? Okay, let's go to Stella's house. Good place to start. Maybe she just slept in. True. That's what I'm hoping I could have gone already, but I was kind of nervous about doing anything by myself today, just in case I ran into yet another horror from beyond the veil or whatever. Oh. You make your way towards Stella's house. Kanika knocks anxiously on the door. It creaks open. I'm not from around here. Is it normal for people to leave their doors open like that? I've left my patio door open on occasion, usually when I'm home, but I've had squirrels take that as an invitation one too many times and bust in to make a few bites out of my plants, so even I keep my doors closed. It's bad enough that they go after everything in the community garden, but to come into my house and help themselves to my precious leafy babies, the squirrels of Scarlet Hollow are my only true enemies. And Stella would definitely know better than to leave her door wide open like this, especially considering the ditchling situation. Might as well invite ourselves in, right? Yeah, we should go in. Cool, I'll be brave and go first. I can't call the cops. They suspect me. If there's something in the house, I'm gonna get arrested immediately. What is that little house in the distance? Cozy? Oh, I have one of those too. What happened to Stella? It doesn't look like it happened here. It doesn't look like they're supposed to struggle or anything unless it happened in another room. Or maybe someone or something caught her off guard. You didn't have to add that last part. I'm going to forget that you said that and just be thankful that it doesn't look like a crime scene. Oh, good. Stella's kitchen is slightly messy. A couple cabinets are hanging open and a loaf of bread sits on the counter by a used butter knife. So she made a sandwich this morning. Is Stella usually this messy? I wouldn't call this messy. It's a little messy. If this is a little messy, I don't want to know what you'd call my room. I wasn't judging. There's nothing wrong with a little mess. Or a lot of mess. We're getting off track. Stella's house has always felt a little sterile to me. This feels a little too lived in, if that makes sense. Though maybe that's just because I've only ever been over when she was already expecting me. Maybe this is just a rare peek behind the curtain and the real Stella. The real Stella should call her friends and let them know she's okay. Her bedroom? Holy shit. What's that? There's a sticker on the... She's not here. Oh, Rich. Is this the save file where I killed the dog? This is the save file where I killed the dog. It better not be. I felt really bad about that. I still feel bad about that. She's not here. Though it's a little untidy, it's the usual sort of untidiness that accumulates when someone doesn't often have guests in their bedroom. There aren't any signs of violence. I better not hear a single comment about this room being messy. I wasn't gonna say anything. Check our computer. We already broke into her house, right? For all we know, there should be some sort of clue out there. Like a note detailing exactly where she is. We didn't break into her house, the door was left wide open. And we came in without permission, we broke into her house. Look, I know it's an invasion of privacy, but we've got to do whatever we can to find her. Sure, slip away, but I'm not going to take part in this. I'll just be over here, standing in the corner of the room, not looking over your shoulder. Uh-huh. Let me know if you find anything. Stella's desktop is horrifically cluttered. There are simply too many files and folders to fit on her monitor, and they overlap each other in a chaotic multi-layered display. Well, how do we find anything on here? Duvel. Is that like a camping? Oh, the S's. A man and a dog. You don't. Come on, let's go. Check her open tabs. If we could take you all day to find a number of over 1,000 cells browsers, numbers are tabs, you can see a single icon. I see a rounded feature with triangles from windows and mesh. Oh god. Uncle Carl's Bigfoot farm. Something big is happening in Scarlet. Hey everyone, was out chasing a skunk exciting the other day and I found these weird little guys. My friend's mom says there's something called ditchlings, but I've never heard of them before. Anyone have any good leads? The camera isn't shaky enough. This is totally staged. Clean footage and some sort of cryptid nobody has heard of except for your friend's mom. The only thing I'm seeing here is Google ditchlings in some city in England. Thought you were legit. Guys, since when did high quality footage count as anything other than actual evidence? Those things are terrifying. Since every low budget horror movie started doing guerrilla marketing, I smell an RG. I'm serious, I found a ton of extra footage. Look at this nest. They've been doing something to the animals in town. And they're apparently some sort of bad omen, like Mothman. Okay, I'm listening. I love me a Mothman. I believe you. Ugh, lucky you're falling right into her lap. I don't trust YouTubers. They're entertainers, not scientists. Sick. Yeah, sure. The threat continues into the next day. Hey, okay, so 1, this isn't an RG, I would never. And 2, you're not going to believe this, but we went into an abandoned mine last night to investigate things, and I'm pretty sure we found some Tommy knockers. Listen to this knocking we managed to catch on tape. Just because you put the world real in your file name doesn't mean you're real. 2 supernatural events on back-to-back nights? This is so fake. I can't believe I bought into that River Runner hype. You're so full of it. YouTubers are always going to sell out the big indie horror. This is kidnapped by aliens all over again. Also, low, doughy white things and now loud popping noises. This is definitely an RG. Did you sell out to Pillsbury? Stop cyberbullying her. I'm going to call them out. Locking this thread and giving everyone a 7-day ban. No cyberbullying and no self-promo. The thread ends. Well, poor Stella. Remember to never be internet famous. Here's hoping my SoundCloud stays niche and underappreciated until the day I die. You make music. Check her search history. She hasn't visited any websites since Tuesday night. If she came home after last night's incident, she didn't touch her browser. Sarah McLeod. Yeah, the computer's fancy. Okay, I don't think we're gonna find much else in here. Still light. Oh, her room. Okay, so maybe she came home last night, maybe she didn't, but she's definitely missing. I thought I was overacting this morning. I hope she would just be sleeping in. I can't believe she's actually missing. We'll find her. Where to next? If she's actually missing, you should go to the cops. Let's check on Oscar and Rosalie. You don't get far before the sound of growling and desperate hisses grabs her attention. Get away from me. I'm supposed to be an indoor cat. I'm not supposed to see things like you. You don't even talk, you freak. Oh no. Hey, quit it. Oh! Oh god. The dogs pounce on the creature, pulling it from the wall and then taking turns fighting and tearing it until it's ripped to shreds. Their task completed, they saunter towards you. What the fuck? Isn't that Daisy? And Scraps and what looks like every other dog in town, all in some kind of dog gang? I live. Pixel, you get out of the library. Oh, you poor cat, come here. Pixel cautiously walks towards your group before clambering into your arms. He has a comfortable heft to him. I guess he likes you more than me. We found him last night, terrified and shaky in a bush outside the library. Psh, I wasn't that scared. Have you been helping out? Little Pixel, here's been volunteering as a scout. Don't worry, we were always right around the corner. Those creatures only like to strike out when they have a number. When they have numbers, but they're hardly very bright. We made sure the little guy was taken care of till the humans were awake. Do y'all know where he's supposed to be? Have you seen or smelled Stella, Gretchen's human friend? Oh dear, poor Gretchen. We heard about what happened to her. The dog is dead. I think those awful creatures could get to a dog whose human cared about her so much. It just goes to show that we've gotta look out for ourselves if we're going to survive. If the humans can't save us, we'll have to save ourselves. To answer your question, we did catch a whiff near the library and one near her house. We haven't picked up anything around town since then. Let's hope those creatures haven't already gotten to her. Can you help us find her? Okay. What about Gretchen, Scraps? If her person's in trouble, helping out is the least we can do to honor her memory. Fair enough. We'll see what we can do. We'll keep our noses look around and let you know if you find anything. Thank you. So you're the Scraps I've heard about. The one and only. This here is Daisy, and we've got a few other concerned locals with us as well, just making sure the cats and dogs in the holler are well cared for considering recent events. There are more of those things in the woods every day, popping out of the innocent bodies of what used to be dogs like us. He's done us a fine service, but you best make sure to keep Pixel inside from here on out. We've got a feeling things are only gonna get worse from here. I hate to see you try. I was an indoor cat, but now that I got a taste of the outdoors, I will never be satisfied by the indoor life. But maybe I can wait till all those monsters are gone. Is there anything we humans can do about the ditchlings? They ain't that hard to kill when there's a whole lot of us. They die easy enough, so long as you don't get caught unawares. That's why we're gathering all the local dogs. A big pack is a safe pack. Jimmy may not be doing anything to help, but that doesn't mean we can't take matters into our own hands. Now, Daisy, no need to start in about the mayor. He has his own priorities. So long as he doesn't get into our way, we don't need to go starting trouble. Aren't your families worried about you off on your own like this? We're country dogs. So long as we come home for dinner, most of us aren't missed too much. Speak for yourself. I know my family has been worried sick, but I can't let that get in the way of what's important. Besides, if I went home, they might tie me up, and then I'd be the sling duck. I mean dog. Okay, fair enough. But we'll make sure he gets back to his family. How things are going on around here, it's important for us living things to watch out for each other. I can breathe. The doggies. You call me good dog. Lazy good dog. I'm sorry. I just have to hear it. Okay. We best be on our way. Same for us. For the first time we know of, those things are out during the day, which means the pets of Scarlet Hollow need us more than ever. Make sure the humans keep an extra careful watch on their furry companions. You just ripped that shit apart. You just had a full-on conversation with those dogs. It is so weird when you do that. Weird or cool? I wish I could hear the other side of the conversation. It seems like there's a whole dog culture in this town I've been missing out on. Knowing dogs are capable of carrying a full conversation is going to make being a veterinarian really weird. You'll just have to hire MissKatonik as a translator. You'd be the best vet in the country, with someone like that on your staff. Ooh. Pixel until you and your companions continue on to the old Maxwell place. Jesus. I didn't have like the bonding experience with my cousin, so she didn't give them the actual good apartment. The old Maxwell place. It was clearly once a mid-century modern home and undoubtedly quite stylish for the time, but it's been abandoned for unknown decades and moss and vines choke its exterior, barely concealing cracked walls and dust-clouded glass. Hey, where the heck are you taking me? This ain't my house. Before you can approach, the door opens and Oscar's head pokes out from the entryway. Hello? Oh, sorry if I startled y'all. The walls are here are worn down enough I could hear you coming from a block away. Good morning, Oscar. Just thought we'd stop by to check in. Thank goodness you found Pixel. Rosalia's been beside herself. Oscar's voice is tired. He'd had a long night, and it shows, his grainy face seemingly having aged in the hours since you last saw him. Please come on in. Oh, she's in so much pain. You're doing really well, Rosalina. Not a lot of kids your age can take shots that well. You're being very brave. You don't have to talk to me like I'm 5. But you are brave. You really are, Rosalina. You're like so badass. Alexis is right. This is more than most people have to deal with in their whole lives, and here you are taking it like a champ. Before Dr. Kelly can continue, Pixel jumps from your arms, bounding across the room and leaping onto Rosalina's chest. Pixel, I've been so worried about you. I told you he'd turn up. Dr. Kelly's almost gentle bedside manner vanishes as she turns and glares at you. What the fuck did I do? I see we have visitors. Oh right, I accused her of poisoning her son. Never mind. It makes sense that she doesn't like me. How is she, Doc? She can tell us herself. What do you say, Rosalina? How are you? Tired. My leg hurts a lot, but the medicine is helping. It's not so bad now. And what are you not going to do today? Walk around. Sorry, Dr. Kelly. I should have been better at stopping her. I take full responsibility. As her father, I should have... No need for anyone to step in to take blame for anything. It's the hospital's fault for sending her home at all. It's gross negligence if you ask me. But give it time, then you can do all the running around you want. Alright, Rosalina? You just have to make sure you give that leg of yours a chance to heal up with first. You don't want to pop any stitches. Sorry again about the library. There's no need to apologize. It's a building. You're a person. You matter more than a pile of stones. I do kind of wish we could go back for our stuff. Thanks for letting me borrow some of your clothes, Alexis. You can borrow as much as you need. I have plenty of shirts, and you can do laundry at our house too. Of course, there are some family heirlooms that I'd rather not lose. Portraits of my parents, my father's mining jacket. I don't like the thought of their lasting living memories being forgotten in there. And the fact that they stole the library from me too, that one really stings. What are you going to do? I can't go back in here. What's going to happen to your career now that the library is closed? That's a good question. I was up all night wondering the same thing. If things stay the way they are right now, it's essentially like the library burned down. The books are inaccessible, the building is unsalvageable. In that scenario, the county would have to put up the money to build a new archive, or we'd have to move somewhere else where I can work in an existing library, and Scarlet Hollow would lose a valuable public service. Oscar. Move? So you and Rosina would leave? But we're not going to do that, right, Dad? We're staying here. Is there any way you can just, start over and rebuild the collection? I'm sure folks around town would be willing to pitch in. It would be a lot of work, but that's a possibility. Still, maybe it won't even have to come to that. How's Race? He's fine. Had a rough night, but he'll recover. He's used to this sort of thing. He just needs a couple of days to get back on his feet. That means no more excitement, not even a movie. I'm sorry to hear that, Dr. Kelly. You need to get yourself some therapy. I don't think it's okay. Okay, but what if I wanted to hang out with you? She's gonna fucking kick me out. Alright, let's do it. She stares at me in confused silence. That's as good of a reaction as any. I'm busy. Warn Dr. Kelly. We found something in Oscar's house last night. A stone carving that gave me a vision about what had happened there. There was one in the mines the other night too. Both of them has sort of a pull on me. Whatever they are, there's something like them in your clinic. I felt it last night. Have you noticed anything weird at the clinic? No. It's just an old building. It has a lot of history, but that doesn't mean it's haunted or that anything supernatural is going on. I understand that there have been some strange events in Scarlet Hollow this week, but despite what your funny feelings might suggest, the clinic is safe. But if something does happen at the clinic, aren't you worried about Reese? If it's anything like what happened to us last night, none of you have to concern yourself with my son's health. I know how to take care of him, even in a supposed ghost emergency or whatever it is you're worried about. I would like to apologize on behalf of my cousin for making you stay here. You don't have to fall on that sword for me. For her. There's no need for anyone to apologize. Things happen, and it's not like we'll be staying here long term. I'm going to get the library back and our house with it. It'd be best on my way. Goodbye, Rosalina. Make sure you stay put and keep Pixel company, okay? I will. Bye, Dr. Kelly. Thanks again for doing this. I can't express how much. It's nothing. I'll call later today to see how she's doing. Good luck to the both of you. Dr. Kelly briskly pushed past you and leave. Ma'am! Oscar would. Before we get sidetracked, we're not just here to talk about monsters and what happened in the library. Oh? Stella's been missing since last night. Oh. You haven't seen her, right? Not since last night. Now I'm really starting to worry. It sounds like no one in town has seen her. That doesn't mean something bad happened. But it doesn't exactly sound like it's all sunshines and roses for her either. I'm sure she'll be okay, but you should probably get back to looking for her soon. Before you go, though, there's something I wanted to get your thoughts on. Let's step outside. Oscar ushers you to the street. We're for the street. Didn't he say the walls are thin? You're gonna hear anyway. What's up? Is everything okay? Yes, or at least as okay as it can be considering everything that's happened. But I don't exactly feel safe. Strange things are going on in Scarlet Hollow, and I'm tired of running from them. I want to get our house back. You've all been looking into the town's history, correct? I overheard your discussion in the library the other day. Have you been able to find anything that might explain what's going on? I don't think we have too much to go on. I can't help but feel like there must have been some kind of inciting event, since everything that started getting weird seemingly overnight, but I have no idea where to even start, really. Avery stares at you. It's me. I mean, it's obvious, right? Things only started happening once MissKatonik got here. Kanika shoots Avery a glare. No, we are not throwing MissKatonik under the bus. What? There's nothing wrong with being a magical catalyst. It doesn't sound great. Sure, there's probably nothing wrong with someone being a magical catalyst, but there's definitely something wrong with saying someone's a magical catalyst. If people get the wrong idea, we're only a couple of steps away from the whole town deciding to shaw her. Nobody's going to drag MissKatonik into a witch hunt on my watch. Aye, that's fair. I like to think we've outgrown the days of running people out of town on rails. I don't think you have. I'd rather play it safe. Don't worry, it's not like I'm going to run around town telling everyone that MissKatonik magicked a bunch of terrible disasters into existence. But there's a catalyst for all this. Why wouldn't it be a lost Scarlet finally coming home to Scarlet Hollow? If I may, MissKatonik, getting into town isn't the only major event that's happened lately. Perline died over a week ago, and those creatures in the woods were already reproducing by the time she got to town. Not to mention, I started seeing things in our house before Perline passed. I think I never thought to make a note of exactly when the spirit made itself known. Whatever the cause of this is, there must be some way to put this genie back in its bottle. I'm going to do my best to find out if there have ever been any similar events, and whether there's anything special about Scarlet Hollow that might explain what's going on. The town archives are, unfortunately, in the library. Rosalina had been pestering me to make some sort of digital backup for months, but I've never got around to it, so online sources it is. We'll fill you in on what little we know, so you at least have some place to start. Keep Pixel safe. Make sure Pixel stays inside, or he might get grabbed by ditchlings. The ditchlings are those things from the woods, right? With those faces? Yeah, the anguished doughboys. I kinda like them. It's like a hidden object game out there today with all the weird little faces peering out of the bushes. Like them? Are we talking about the same creatures that have been laying eggs in the local wildlife? I don't want to get friendly with them or anything, I just think they're kinda interesting. To each their own. I think some dogs kept them safe, like a gang of dogs. I know it sounds ridiculous, but we saw it with our own eyes. A gang of dogs? I suppose stranger things have happened this week. But we'll make sure that he stays safe. There's that thing in the clinic I mentioned, that poll. I wish Dr. Clay were taking this as seriously as she should. Oscar, what did you tell her last night? About last night? She didn't bat an eye at anything MissKatonik said about the supernatural. She mostly just got defensive. Does she know how bad it was? I told her everything. She seemed to believe me, but who knows? Maybe she's just being polite in front of Rosalina. Maybe the whole time I was ranting, she was actually just nodding along, thinking I had a psychotic break. I don't know. She didn't seem to care about putting on a show for Rosalina once we showed up. I'll make sure to shoot Reese a warning text. He at least deserves to know something might happen. We should investigate the clinic. You're not wrong, but at the same time, I don't want to be the one who sneaks into Dr. Kelly's clinics and gets caught. She's mean enough as it is. I don't want to know what she'd be like if she caught us break into her place of business. Who knows, if we uncover another ghost or some new kind of terrifying supernatural entity lurking in her clinic, she might be more grateful than mad. No one should be breaking into any houses. We don't need to go looking for trouble when we've already found a lifetime's work. I don't know if we have time to play it safe. Just give me a day or two to do some research before you do anything rash, okay? We need to find Stella. Agreed. We need her brazen energy if we're going to do any serious sleuthing. See you around, Oscar. Let us know what you find. I will. We're going to get the library back, and we're going to figure out how to fix whatever's wrong with this town. At least it's probably not haunted. So that's Oscar. Any other ideas? Let's check out the mines. I guess there's a decent chance Stella went to find your cousin. I can't say I get it, but it's definitely something she would do. You don't see it? Oh, come on. The two of them have such a dynamic, classic dog and cat situation. Come on, I'll drive us. You follow Kanika to her van. It isn't long before you find yourselves outside of Scarlet mines. Better hours now or none at all. I am unhappy with the treatment I'm receiving as a worker in the Scarlet mines. There's a small gathering of workers outside the entrance to the mines, picket signs in hand. Is this a strike? They're striking? There was a whole group of them talking about it in the diner yesterday. Seems like the collapse was the last straw for some folks. Good for them, but I kind of thought there'd be more of them, I hope it's not weird to talk to them while we're in the middle of all this. Don't worry, I know these guys. Most of them are in the diner at least a couple of days a week. They'll be chill. Will they be chill talking to Tabitha's cousin, though? Well, if it isn't the boss's cousin, there's your answer. Hail and well met, fellow countrymen. Have any of you seen Stella? She's missing. The YouTuber. She's the one on all the banned from property posters, right? We haven't seen her, and we've been out here all day, so we'd know if she'd come by. We'll make sure to keep an eye out. How goes the strike? We miscalculated. We thought a kid losing her leg would have pushed folks over the edge, but I guess the boss personality dragging those kids out of the mine left a lasting impression. People are calling the boss a goddamn hero. They're calling Tabitha a hero? Really? We were there too that night. It's like everyone just forgot about how poorly she's been treating us, or how unsafe the mines are. I can't go back down there knowing the rock over my head could come down any second. I value my life more than the paycheck. It was dumb luck she saved those kids. If she had any actual value, she'd come to the table and give us what we're owed. I know there's not a lot of us out here, but there's more of us at the diner, and there's more of us setting up mutual aid. But once people see our follow-through, they're going to join up. This is only the beginning. Let me know if there's anything the general store can do to help. Anything you can think of, we'll take it. We need all the support we can get right now. What are your grievances? We'd like a competitive pay, 8-hour shifts until 12 or more, improvements to the sick days and vacation policy, and a thorough safety inspection before any of us steps foot underground again. That collapse was way too close to the active mine for me to feel safe down there until I know for sure I won't wind up buried under 2 tons of rock. We want to change things. There's no reason we should be treated like we're a disposable workforce. If we're the ones making her money, we should be making money too, not just scraping by. That's a lot of grievances, working here same stuff. Yeah. Do you think Tabitha can even make those changes without the minds going on there? I'm sure she can figure it out. I'm not saying she's not a bad boss. People clearly aren't happy with her. The pool's getting used less and less, and I've seen that old Scarlet house practically condemned. If she had money to spare, where is it going? I really didn't peg you as someone who'd go that to bat for Tabitha. I'm not. I'm just trying to get the full picture here. And if the vines fail, I don't see how Aunt Winnie's diner doesn't fail with it. Okay, but that's the whole problem. A single family shouldn't be able to hold an entire town hostage. The workers need to stay in the business. Fair enough. I can try talking to her. Sure, if you think you can get her to come to the table, it could make a real difference. Just make sure you leave the actual demands to us. Okay, if I'm helping you all out, do you mind if I go talk to my cousin? Sure, go for it. I don't care if they're okay with you going in. I'm still not crossing a picket line. Besides, I don't think Tabitha would be too happy to see me. I'll just wait by the van while you go talk to her. Same, everyone who works here is a regular at the diner. I don't want to make things weird. See you on the other side. Oh boy. The industrial noises of the Scarlet mine are only a little quieter than they were 2 days ago. The trailer that serves as Tabitha's office looms above you on the hill. Knock. You walk up to Tabitha's trailer and knock on the door. You wait for a moment. No response. Knock again. Oh, for the love of... The door swings open. Oh, it's you. Should I go? Yeah, and try not to get yourself noticed. What were you two talking about? That's for me to know and you not to ask any questions about. You have nothing to do with any of this, so don't get involved. Should I be worried about... Don't say another word, just leave. I'll handle this. The band poster. The door click closes. Rodriguez leaves Tabitha's office. Oh my god. What the fuck was that? We should talk about the strike and we should talk about what just happened in here. No, we shouldn't. End of conversation. What did you come up here to talk about anyway? Just decided you wanted to bother me on the worst possible day to be bothered. I wanted to see how you're doing. With the strike, your mom, everything. Let's really talk. Is that really what you came up here for? Do you really think I want to have some kind of heart-to-heart right now? If not now, then when? I'm only here for a few more days. Stella's missing. Have you seen her? Yeah. I'm going to do whatever it takes to find her. Love you. Bye. Don't be weird. You leave the office, the door slamming shut behind you. Picket line. You find Kanika and Avery waiting for you outside. You don't look like you found any new leads. It feels like we've done our due diligence here. Come on, I'll give us a ride back to town and we can figure out our next move from there. If it was the other save file, I could have reasoned with her. Where's the next? Check out the diner. Good idea. Folks tend to congregate there. Maybe we'll run into someone who's seen Stella. Here's hoping when he doesn't try to rope me into blocking in there. Oh shit, I forgot. I guess we lose Avery. It feels like you've walked into a private meeting. The back booth is full of miners, and they're having what seems to be an intense discussion. Their expressions gravely serious. So I guess this is where the miners are setting up shop. When you asked for the morning off, I didn't think you'd be showing up with friends. Sorry, Aunt Winnie. Stella's gone missing, and I've been helping to track her down. You haven't seen her, have you? Don't you apologize now, and I can't say I have. Should I be worried about her? I hope not. We're not interrupting anything here, are we? Of course not. Any paying customer is welcome, long as you aren't about to step on anybody's toes or cause a fuss. The miners in back were too engaged in conversation to notice you enter, and instead of speaking in hushed voices, arguing with each other loudly enough for you to easily overhear. There's no way I can risk something like this. You all know my sister's situation depends on this paycheck, and I can't afford a place outside of the company housing. This is too risky. We should just cut it out now before she starts firing people. I hate to say it, Zach, but Harris might have a point. Everybody shut it. Smith just let me know the boss's cousin over there was snooping around up at the mines this morning. Let's not give the boss any more ammunition. Smith doesn't seem too worried, but still, we don't have a lot of room for error. The conversation cuts out, and an uncomfortable silence falling over the diner as the miners watch with suspicion. Hey, have any of you seen Stella? She's missing. The YouTuber? We ain't seen her. Harris' voice drops to a barely audible mumble. I hope she's okay. So about the strike. I talked to Tabitha earlier today. I think I can convince her to back down. I'll believe it when I see it, and in the meantime, there's still a line that we just can't cross. Trust can only go so far. You can't help who you're related to, right? No, I suppose you can, but that doesn't mean we have to trust everyone who stumbles into town. No offense, but your friendship don't mean much either, Diner Kid. You're friends with everybody, even that Julius freak. Diner Kid? I know you know Avery's name. If I ever hear you call them that again. Sorry, Miss Minnie, it won't happen again. Don't apologize to me. Sorry, Avery, I didn't mean to be so dismissive. You're alright though. I'm pretty friendly with most people in town. If my friendliness is an ability to get along with everybody means I can't vouch for you, I guess that's that. Sorry, Miss Minnie. I'll vouch for her. You can't say that doesn't mean anything. Y'all know I hate Tabitha. I wouldn't stick my neck out for any relative of hers who wasn't 100% on our side. Alright, noted. I can't say I'm comfortable having our little discussion in front of you, but maybe I won't keep thinking of you as Tabitha's little stoogie. Thanks, I guess. I guess we should be going. What's the buzz? You turn and leave the diner, Avery and Kanika trailing close behind you. Still no sign of Stella. Let's check out the church. The church? Why? I see what you're thinking. Stella was confronted with evidence of the afterlife, so she might try to get into all that religious stuff. It's worth checking out. I think we'd be barking up the wrong tree, but I guess you're right. There's no point in not being thorough. I wouldn't mind stocking up on some holy water while we're there, too. Looks like a good idea to cover all our bases at this point. True. I don't think Baptists do the whole holy water thing, but I'm sure Pastor Daniel would pretend to bless some water if he thinks keeping us around a little longer. That's good enough for me. Let's not linger, though. I don't want him thinking we're possibly converts. Kanika leads the way, taking you up the guarded slope towards the church. You know, I've lived here for a few years now, and I've never actually been to the church. That's probably for a good reason. Where is that weirdo? My, 4 visitors at once, on a Thursday. This is unprecedented. But there are only 3 of us. Oh no, were we followed by a ditchling? What's up, old people? Oh, it's just Zane. What are you doing here? All the glimpses of death I had in the past 2 days have forced me into the midst of an existential crisis, my dudes. I wanted to see if fate held any answers for me. Okay, alas, I have not yet found the solace I seek. Give it time, Zane. It sometimes takes a while for the Lord to work his way into your heart, but when he does, you won't regret letting him in. Be sure to look over those pamphlets I gave you, and of course, I'm always here if you need to talk. Sure thing, faster, dude. Peace, y'all. Anyway, we're looking for Stella. She wandered off last night, and no one has seen her since. We're starting to get pretty worried. We hope maybe you or Janie have seen her? I can't speak for Janie, but I'm afraid I've neither seen, hide, nor hear of Stella. If you'd like to talk to my wife, she's just over by the alpacas. Though, MissKatonik, I was hoping you might be able to talk in private. Huh, what do you have to say to her that you can't say in front of us? Please, if you wouldn't mind, this is a personal matter. It's alright, we can get the juicy details later. I'd rather folks not pry on this. You know how rumors get started. It's fine. I know he can talk to animals. For sure. I guess we'll leave you to it. We'll go check with Janie. We'll be right over there by the fence that's conveniently in your line of sight, okay? See you in a minute. Your friends go off towards Janie and the alpacas, leaving you alone with the nervous bastard. I'm so glad you came. I've never met anyone else who could hear them. You have no idea how long I thought I must have had some kind of insanity. I even thought at one point that it must have been the Lord himself talking to me through them. Oh. But then they never had anything very insightful to say, so I was disavowed of that pretty early on. Have you met Frofro, Gretchen, Pixel? Of course I have, but I learned early on in life not to let on that I have this gift, at least while other humans are around, so I haven't spoken with any of them. So I got the feeling Frofro wouldn't talk to me even if she knew I could understand her. I've tried to befriend the alpaca when no one else is around. Emphasis on tried. They're surprisingly cliquey. Besides that, I tried to maintain a low profile, only chatting with the wildlife when I'm sure no one is looking. Are we sure we're actually talking to animals? Now that I know there are at least two of us, I have no doubt. There have definitely been times in my life when I thought I might just be insane. But it's so consistent and I've never exhibited any other signs of insanity. In my most doubting moments, I have considered the possibility that other entities may be using the animals to confuse my fate. But besides a particular vicious hamster I have growing up, the most an animal has ever tried to convince me to do is give them more food. So I sometimes doubt they're puppets for some otherworldly evil, unless that otherworldly evil wants me to overfeed my pets. Have we been cursed? Why do we suffer this fate? I don't think it's a curse. It can be annoying at times, but so can talking to people. True. Not that I feel that way very often, of course. As a servant of God, I'm always ready and willing to talk to my fellow man about anything that needs to be discussed. Spiritually, I've always rationalized it as God's sign that I should spread His word to even the beasts of this world. I've had mixed results. It seems the alpacas prefer Catholicism, which they know about somehow, and birds tend to be incredibly heretical. Physically, I wish I had answers. I wish I could approach a scientist about this without becoming a research specimen. But I prefer to keep quiet at my doctor's business. I can't risk being locked away or altered in some permanent way, not when I have family to take care of. Does Jane need it? No, I don't believe there should be a secret between man and wife, so I'll have to tell her one day, but that hasn't been a good time yet. Building a life in Scarlet Hollow has been a difficult process, and the last thing I need to do is add stress of her husband being some kind of circus act. Philip, on the other hand, I'm starting to have my suspicions that she might share this gift. There have been some particularly nasty rats in the church lately, and she said some things that have led me to believe she might be able to understand them. Oh, his daughter! He's interrupted by the sound of a snapping twig and a high-pitched giggle, partially muffled by the underbrush at the edge of the property. Philip, come on here. You know you're not supposed to play in the woods. Philip glances back into the woods quietly as she hesitates. What's in the woods? What are you looking at? Philip, are you going to be good, or are we going to have to skip story time tonight? I'll be good. You don't have to skip story time. I won't go into the woods, I promise. I know you won't, Philip, because you know it's too dangerous for little girls in there. Why don't you go help Mama with the alpacas? Why does he have alpacas? It's just about time they got fed. You can give them hay. Philip smiles broadly, seemingly excited by the prospect, and hurries off. Sorry, I had to have a firm parenting moment just then. She's been trying to run off to the woods a lot lately, and it's really dangerous, even for adults. There's this massive trash dump not too far past the east, but it must be at least 50 years old, so it's all grown over and looks like it's part of the landscape. But if you accidentally walk in on it, you might find yourself falling into a heap like, oh, Stella told me about that. Oh, Tetanus Lake. Stella told me about it. Tetanus Lake, that's an accurate name. I wonder if Philip would stay away if I started calling it that, or if it would only make it sound more alluring. How big of a trash dump is it? What were you saying about the church rats? Ah, yes, the rats. So you and I are used to this sort of chatter we hear from wildlife. It's usually nothing that needs to pay attention to. But these rats, there's something so sinister about them, and they just must be huge, judging by the sound of them scurrying around in there. Are the ditchlings in there? Sybil had never shown evidence of the ability before. She's never responded to the alpacas or engaged in conversation with the birds. In retrospect, she could have been hiding it the way I did growing up, because I know she's been talking to the rats. She calls them her friends. She's been drawing all these pictures of them, really ghastly things. I've tried to bring it up with her, but she just gets a little smile and doesn't say a word, like it's her fun little secret. It's all innocent enough in the grand scheme of things, but I'm pretty sure they also live out in that trash heap, and ever since she started talking about her friends, she's been trying to sneak out there. I'm concerned she's going to get hurt or catch some kind of disease. What have they been saying? They like to try to goad me into crying or becoming depressed. They watch me through unseen holes and make fun of me and try to figure out how to press my buttons. It's annoying, but easy enough to block out, especially when I'm praying. But I don't think they're a good influence on Tulip, though. She's gotten quiet and secretive ever since she started talking to them. I'd hate to think that they say to her when I'm not around to hear. Have you actually seen them? No, but I don't need to. I live in a dorm that has rat runs. You never see them, but the church has all the signs of an infestation, and there's no mistaking the sound of little creatures stampeding through the walls. I've left out some humane rat traps, but they're too smart for them. All it's done is waste peanut butter. And I thought a possum in one poor thing. Possums are never very bright, but at least you got a nice big scoop of peanut butter out of the ordeal. Has Janie heard them? She's not in the church very often. She's usually in town doing her jobs until late, and we spend our evenings in the house, just me and Tulip all day long. Jane knows Phillips has some strange little friends, but thinks it's an imagination game. I was hoping I'd sort out the rat issue before she could get suspicious, but they're persistent, so I may have to hire an exterminator if I can get the money for one. I hope it doesn't have to come to that. Are you sure they're a rat? I think so. The pastor shifts uncomfortably for a moment. I hope so. Is there anything I can do to help? Maybe you could try talking to them. That would be lovely. I'd certainly appreciate a helping hand here. I don't want to be too much of a bother, and you should probably finish looking for your missing friend first, but I'll be around. Out of the corner of your eye, you see Tanika and Avery walking back to the two of you. They must have finished talking to Janie. Janie says she hasn't seen Stella either, so we better get going. Thanks for suggesting we head up here, MissKatonik. We got to feed the alpacas. You're so cute and soft. It was awesome. And Janie says she'll come by the diner with cookies for the miners, and a few extra for me, of course. Hope your talk with the pastor went well. Yes, we had a great conversation. I appreciate you all stopping by, even if it wasn't under the best circumstances. I'll let you all be on your way. And I hope Stella turns up soon. I'll put in some good prayers with the big man for her. Alright, thanks. See ya. Tanika and Avery start back down the path to town, and you follow. The smallest church in Scarlet Hollow. Is there a big church? So, what was that about? He seemed pretty insistent on talking to you alone. Yeah, he didn't say anything weird, did he? Phillips apparently made some weird imaginary friends. We might want to check it out later this week. Kids make up imaginary friends all the time. Pastor Dino says that there's a rat infestation in the church and that the rats are her friends. I don't know, it seems weird. I should have known we'd have to deal with a spooky kid at some point. Okay, as much as I'd hate going back there, I guess that's a loose thread. If we don't have anything else to investigate once we found Stella and Tanika pauses. Once we've checked out the clinic, then maybe we can look around the church. Sounds like a plan? Let's not get too distracted until we find Stella, though. Where to next? We should go to the cops, right? Are you sure? Nothing against the officers of Scarlet Hollow, but you've met them, right? Do you think it's worth the trouble? As unhelpful as they are, we are dealing with a missing person. That's cop stuff. It's probably going to be more of a formality than anything, but there's no point in covering all our bases. In not covering all our bases. Oh. The police station is exactly what you would expect from a town the size of Scarlet Hollow. It smells strongly of coffee and faintly of aged furniture and paper, and the general tidiness speaks of a department that doesn't get much of anything done. But you're also not alone here. You enter to find Bo and Duke standing between you and the officers behind the desk. Now listen here, Hugsby. Big Betty was set to win a blue ribbon, so don't go telling me she was just a pumpkin. We worked really hard to get her that big. Raised her up from seeds. It's just not fair, officer, sir. I understand that and all, but I just don't see what y'all want us to do about it. I know y'all cared a lot about this pumpkin, but as it stands, this simply isn't a job the police can help you with. Now, if you were able to find some kind of evidence that Julius or somebody else stole this Big Betty of yours, then you could get a lawyer involved and take it to a small claims court. Dang it, deputy, I ain't finding evidence what y'all supposed to be good for. That Julius has been stealing what rightfully belongs to the Callaways for all his life, and you folks ain't done a lick of policing to put an end to it. I told you we were better off handling this ourselves, Daddy. The cops realize you've entered, their attention quickly shifting to you. Well, if it isn't our little prank caller. You know you're not supposed to do that, right? There's law in the books about pranking emergency services. We'll let you off with a warning for now, but only because it was funny. Stella ran off last night and she's still missing. She isn't at home and none of us have heard from her. She what now? Oh, that's just our Stella, always running off. I wouldn't worry too much about it. She'll turn up. No. This is different, Earl. You know I wouldn't be up here bothering you if it wasn't important. Yeah, for one thing, someone threatened her last night. He's been trailing MissKatonik since she got to town too. Why did we even come here? It's just useless. We had to do our due diligence, and now we have. Isn't there supposed to be paperwork we should fill out? A report for your fellows to file? Oh, there's no need for all that bureaucracy. We like to keep things simple around here. We know to keep an eye out for her. What's all this about a pumpkin? Seems the Callaways here have lost a considerable large pumpkin. Wayne lost crud, girl. You can't lose what's been stolen, and we already know who did it. We saw Julius eyeing her yesterday. Look, Bo, I feel you. I really do. But that's circumstantial at best. And even if it wasn't you, you know yourself that there isn't a clear property line. Why would you think Julia stole it? You're poking at wasps, then there's 100 years of history here. He's been claiming Big Betty was his since day one, on account of he thinks it was planted on his side of the property. He's got himself confused about where the property line is, as always. The Callaways and Tremaines have been at this a long time. They can never agree on whose land is. This ain't the first time we've heard something like this, and we've got our fair share of calls from Julius too. You know, Julius is a friend of mine. He's got a lot of things, and he's definitely a bit of a curmudgeon, but I've never pegged him as a thief. Friend? A snake like him as friends? Friend is a strong word, but I like to think we have some kind of understanding. Why is this pumpkin so valuable? It was darn near 200,000 pounds. Wow. Yeah. Okay, so this guy's also missing? That's interesting because I haven't seen Julius since Tuesday. He's usually in the diner every day. Not necessarily a big deal for a lot of people, but he never misses his morning joe. Maybe he isn't a thief. Could be something happened to him. Mark my words, the man's a thief. You got any other ideas about who would have stolen our prize pumpkin? Animals. Beats me. I just don't think folks should be so quick to jump to conclusions. You know, even if Julius didn't take Big Betty, it might be worth doing a welfare check. Alright, let me speak in plainer terms. Everyone knows that Julius Tremane's land is booby-trapped to hell. It's not worth it. And that's so. So you've just been giving me and my boy the runaround all morning. I don't have to answer that question. Hopeful. So he's got some traps on his property. I've never stopped him from visiting. Yeah? Do you have kids, Avery? Because I've got 2 teenage girls at home. Huxley's got grandkids. Franklin's got the mayor, I guess. I'm not about to risk getting my head blown off over a pumpkin. That's right. There's some sleeping dogs who learn to just let lie. I've been Scarlet Hollow sheriff for over 20 years now. You don't hold a position like that for so long without learning a few lessons of temperance and moderation. What's the good a sheriff who won't do his job? This is lawless. If I may, sirs, ain't that a mite bit cowardly of you? I thought police officers were supposed to be brave. Not the ones that live very long, son. Look, I've been to Julius hundreds of times. I can tag along and make sure nobody gets hurt. That's a mighty kind offer, but let it give it another day. There's no need to escalate things when they might just resolve themselves. Tomorrow, Earl, or I'm running against your next election. Great question, but are you folks part of a cult, and is that why you aren't doing your jobs? Perplexed. A cult? I don't think we have that sort of thing up here. We are doing our jobs. Just look at Franklin back there. He's filing all kinds of paperwork pertaining to what happened up at the mines. You know, I can say I appreciate your tone. Sounds like you're accusing us of some kind of indecency. What, do you think we go up in the hills and do seances and rituals and all that sort of thing? Get your head out of the clouds. Let's just get going. Well, no one can say we didn't try. Let's keep looking. Have a good one, officers. Same to you, kid. Why won't they just do their jobs? Actually? Do you really think Huxley and Dixon could be part of some cult that secretly runs Scarlet Hollow? That'd be wild. I'd never suspect them of that sort of thing. Seems like it'd be too much work. As someone who's lived in this town my entire life, there's no way. For one thing, cult activity like that with prescribing just doesn't happen. I've done my fair share of reading on satanic panics and so-called occult groups, and it's almost always totally made up. People constantly freaked out by some Satanists without realizing they're just a bunch of fake pub nerds who listen to heavy metal. So, instead of not being able to rely on the cops because they're part of a cult that secretly runs the town, we can't rely on them because they're just not that good at what they do. That's so much less exciting, but either way, I guess it's up to us to solve the mystery of Scarlet Hollow. We'll do a much better job anyway. Where to next? As you consider your next steps, remember your appointment with Sybil. She seems to be confident last night that Stella will be okay. Maybe she'll be able to help you find her. And she gives you free tea. She's so nice. You should talk to your mom. I was supposed to have tea with her today. Sure, we can humor her. She's probably going to give you some rocks or bundles of herbs for protection or something, which might actually work. Who knows? Guess there's only one way to find out. Let's do it. The bells at your dinosaur chime welcomingly as the three of you enter. Kanika, there you are. You were supposed to stay in bed today, remember? And hello, you two. Hope you're both recovered from last night's fiasco. Sorry, Mom. It's just that Stella's missing and Stella can take care of herself. Unlike you need bed rest and lots of fluids. You don't need to go running around town spreading that cold of yours. Go on, get up to bed. I'll be up in a minute with more tea. I thought you had some kind of important thing to talk to MissKatonik about. I'm really feeling okay. I want to hear what you wanted to say to her. You're definitely not up for it after all that running around. Besides, I'll be doing a tea reading. Those always bore you to tears. Go on upstairs. Okay, you're right. I'm not feeling well. I should reply. Bye. Bye. Kanika turns and heads towards the stairs without saying another word. I'm so sorry to be a bad host, Avery, but I was hoping MissKatonik and I could do our reading in private. I'm sure Winnie needs help at the diner. You're right. I've totally left her on her own today. Fine by me. I wouldn't want to mess with your tea vibes. I'm sure those leaves are very peculiar. Oh, but before I go, I did want to ask, are you a witch? As flattered as I am that you think I am that magical, I'm just an old lady who likes tea and has a few unusual hobbies. Look, I'm just saying, doing stuff like reading tea leaves is pretty witchy as far as I'm concerned, but I won't push it. Though, just so you know, if you are a witch, you can totally tell us. We'd be cool about it. I'll leave you all to your not supernatural private tea leaf reading. We'll catch up tomorrow. They make their way out of the general store, disappearing down the street in the direction of the diner. Tell me? Sybil motions towards the tea room. I guess I'm going. Is there anything, like, weird in the store? I can't see anything weird. Tea is life. Please have a seat. I'll bring you a fresh cup. I'm sitting. You take a seat at a small table at the edge of the room. It's dark here, only a sliver of sunlight able to filter through the heavy curtains, supplemented by the bright grow lights over the plants in the corner. Sybil joins you at the table and places a cup in front of you. It smells light and citrusy, with an undercurrent of decaying earth. It's the same tea you sampled with Avery at the diner on Tuesday. Oh no, this is a special blend. It should help clarify some of the visions you've been getting. I'll be able to do a reading once you're done. Until then, how about we just chat? What's the... The other day you promised to tell me what was it unsavory tales from my mom's youth. I most certainly did, though I might have been exaggerating a bit for dramatic effect. I'm prone to do that. In a town this size, you get to know everybody, no matter what the age difference might be. Vivian was a little younger than me, which meant I always had a certain older sister instinct about her. Her family wasn't good to her. Perlene was a lot like her great-grandmother, Edwardine, which is to say she was not a very kind woman. Similar to Tabitha, but with more social grace and considerably more hatred for her fellow man. But your mother wasn't a shrinking violet either. She was just as stubborn as any other Scarlet, so her family choosing her as their punching bag made her into quite the rebel. Why were Perlene and my mom raised by Edwardine? What happened to their mother? Their entry into this world was violent, I'm afraid. Their mother was young, too young to be pregnant, especially with twins. She didn't survive the labor. That sucks. What do you know about my grandma? I'm afraid there isn't much I can tell you. I think there were two in that generation. The eldest died when the girls were still children. Edwardine never spoke about them, nor did your mother. What happened when Mom found out she was pregnant? She came to me for advice. She was distraught. It was like she'd been handed a death sentence. Maybe there was fear from what had happened to her own mother. Maybe it was something else. But she seemed convinced she was in danger. Tabitha had already been born by then, of course, but she was born in wedlock, so I assume your mother worries had something to do with religion. Though the Scarlets weren't particularly religious as far as I knew. But the way Vivian was that night she came to me, it stuck in my mind. It's always had me wondering what it was about your family that made her panic so much at the thought of having a baby. I feel like I know a lot about the women in my family, but what about the men? Do they even exist? I suppose they just haven't been very noteworthy since Edwardine took over the mines. Her husband died a long time ago, and to be quite honest, I can't even recall his name. Might have been Stewart or something just as forgettable. From what Vivian said, her father was some teenage fling that ended once your grandmother found out she was pregnant. I'm fairly certain it was familiar to Vivian, though she was much older, and I believe she was the one who ended it. What with skipping town and all, so how did you end up in Scarlet Hollow? Oh, my family's been in these hills for a long time. That's how I know so much of the local flora. Everything I've learned was handed down from generations of hill folk. There hasn't always been a reliable doctor up here, especially not one most folks could afford. They have to figure out their own medicine. You take the tea, sipping it delicately. The citrus smell is fleeting, quickly replaced with the earthiness at its core, like you've been taking a mouthful of dirt. But the aftertaste combines the two flavors into something soothing and medicinal, and you find yourself feeling more comfortable, your muscles relaxing for the first time in days. Did I get a drug? What's with all the mystery and ritual? If you have something to tell me, just come out and say it. I'll need your tea leaves first. I have pieces of the puzzle, but the tea leaves should help to give the full picture. Finish the tea. You close your eyes and take another sip, and then another. It's delightful. The tea is gone before you know it. Small cup empty, save for what's left of rehydrated leaves coating the bottom. Oh good, glad you found the tea palatable enough to drink it. It should do you some good. It's one of my more medicinal blends. Now on to business. Did she just drug me? Sybil takes the cup from you, staring thoughtfully down at the smudge. Oh dear, this doesn't bode well. What? You've got just about every warning that can fit into the bottom of a cup. Cross, kettle, hourglass. All of these mean death, misery, difficulty, and the hourglass ties it all together with definite urgency. It's fair to assume that this all has to do with whatever brought the ditchlings. Something is coming, and whether any of us can stop it, I'm not sure. But we may, at the very least, be able to figure out what it is. And there's a central figure here, a cat, an enemy, lurking in plain sight. Is it you? How do I know you're not the cat? That's ridiculous. Sybil is helping you, and if she was the cat, why would she warn you about herself? Pick someone else. Yo! Developers, fuck off, she's being sneaky. Fuck. Okay, I just wanted to see the dialogue. Oh, the cat's not a pixel, or maybe Fro. Those are two cats I know. Dear, the cat isn't a literal cat. Like I said, it's a symbol for an enemy lurking in plain sight. Probably a human enemy, but almost certainly not a cat. You don't have to figure out all the answers right away. It often takes time for the mind to connect dots. Just be on guard and keep vigilant, as someone close to you isn't to be trusted. We know from the ditchlings that something terrible is coming your way, and it's likely that it's connecting to some hidden enemy. Perhaps you can try to counteract whatever might be planned for you. Judging by what you told me last night, those stones, carving skills, whatever you want to call them, I think it's likely they have something to do with this. Until the cat reveals itself, it seems like your best course of action is to seek these carvings out. Piece together what you can from your visions and arm yourselves with information. Have you sensed any others around town? Do you think you might be able to find them with her? Your thoughts drift to that door yesterday, the one that seems to draw you in, urging you deeper into the clinic. Even just remembering it is enough to tug at you, compelling you to return and open it and see what's on the other side. You can find Stella later. Maybe you can even find her there. What's important now is finally seeing what's hidden in the clinic. I think I found another in the clinic. That's good. If you can find your way inside and uncover another stone, that could give you a leg up on your adversary. You'll just have to be careful to avoid the doctor. Something tells me she won't take too kindly to you sniffing around her clinic. I think that's all the help I can offer. I hope this conversation has been illuminating, even if it's just brought you up more questions than giving any clear answers. All you do is look at some titties and tell me to go put myself in danger. Thanks. I'll let you know if I find anything. Glad to hear it. I hope all goes well, and I wish you luck. Hopefully you won't need it. Thank you again for humoring an old lady and stopping by for a chat. Okay, so this is my suspicions about Sybil, right? The fact that Wayne told me not to make a deal with an entity ghosting that's trying to steal years of my life, which seems reasonable. When I did it play through with my cousin, and it said that we either me or her had to give up our lives, she also reasonably told us not to do it. Sybil's the only one that wanted me to do it. And she said because later on, if I have to go back, it might be worse, which maybe is true, but I don't know. It just feels weird. With a small grunt of effort, Sybil gets up from the table and you're escorted back to the door. Maybe the betrayer is Wayne. You're making a flesh of him that I ordered. Maybe he is the betrayer. I hope not. He's fucking creepy though, but... And remember, be careful who you put your trust in. According to your tea, the cat is getting ready to pounce, and merely being ready for it might not be enough. I've been flirting with everyone. I don't know who it is. Sybil closes the door to the tea room. The bell of its door is strangely flat in the still air of the nearly empty generals. Talk to Miles. You see any weird rocks around that? Nah, I'm done hanging around rocks like the whole thing in the mine. Her mom a witch? Yeah, just way too obvious about it if you ask me. Pretty cool though. Ghosts are real. Thought you should know. Yeah, I know. I have YouTube. He's so chill. So Kanika has a cold, huh? Yeah, I guess so. Why? Do you like my sister or something? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't thought about it much. You should keep it that way. You're way out of her league if you ask me. You should date literally anyone else. You're so fucking rude. He has no chill. Checking on Kanika. Motherfucker. He has no chill. You're not going anywhere before checking in on Kanika. You make your way upstairs. Oh, I could see her room. I like her stairs. You knock on the door. Mom, I really don't need any more tea. I think I'm just going to lie down for a while. I'm not your mom, but I can be your mommy. Can I come in? Yeah, let me straighten up. Oh. Okay, come on in. Oh! Oh! Yo, this is... I want to learn art because I just want to... Oh, is that a Parasite poster? Oh, it's behind my webcam, isn't it? That's a little terrarium. What's in the closet? That looks like legs. Oh, Inuyasha. Fucking Sailor Moon. Is this supposed to be Mew Mew power? I don't know, I can't tell. Monsters and... Oh, Tommy. Vega's room is the sort of place that's stuck between the past and present. Faded stickers from her childhood line her bedroom, her bookshelf, and boxes of packed belongings set in the corners of the room. Yeah. I don't usually have people over. Don't judge me too harshly for the state of the place. Fine. Tip: dialogue options marked romance. To start a romantic arc with the character you're talking to, I will lock you out of romantic arcs with other characters. Oh. Packing for something? I don't want to be locked out of things though. Packing for something? He motioned to the stack of cardboard boxes. That's all my stuff from college. I never really unpacked. It seemed like a waste to unload everything. It's not like I'll be staying here long term, so I just had to pack up again eventually. I guess I did move back in over a year ago, so these boxes have just been sitting there unopened for a long time. But any day now, I'll load them back into the van and get out of town. Any day now. We still have to find Stella. I'm going to investigate the clinic. Should be at the clinic. I'm going to investigate the clinic. You should come with me. I was hoping to be able to check in with Reese sometime today. I want to ask if he knows anything about Stella and, make sure he's okay after what happened at dinner. Yeah, screw this. Why did I even listen to my mom in the first place? I don't need to sit around my room just because she said so. Oh, we're in so much trouble. The two of you make your way back into the hallway. Before you make it to the stairs, a light turns on, startling both of you. I thought you were going to get some rest, Kanika. You should really get back to bed, or this cold burst will only get worse. But I still have to have a lot of energy. I don't feel like sitting around. I don't think I need to. Of course you do. I know you best, and you haven't been yourself these past days. All this running around has been a detriment to your health. Miles and I want to see you healthy. You hold this family together. You shouldn't get between a mother and her daughter. Sybil knows what's best here, and Kanika is more than capable of speaking for herself. Remain silent. Kanika sighs. I'm sorry, Mom. I know I've been neglecting the general store, and I let Miles run off the other day. That was so irresponsible of me. That's alright, Kanika. He could have gotten hurt, but he didn't, and it seems like you learned a valuable lesson from this experience. Now let's get you to bed. You just need another day to recover, then you can get back to all this town mystery business. MissKatonik, you'll be fine without her until tomorrow. My mom is right, MissKatonik. You go on without me. See you later, okay? Before you can utter another word, Kanika returns to her room. Sybil's eyes carefully watch you as you lead and make your way back to Main Street alone. He wants to get me killed. You make your way up the familiar hill, past the rows of ragged houses that make up Star Hollow's residential area. There's a raccoon, a little baby, and there's Wayne. It's becoming like a game of Where's Waldo, but just Where's Wayne. They're ditchlings. This is not good. Oh. Even at the bottom of the hill, you can already feel the presence. It's like a magnet has been fixed to your ribcage, gently tugging you forward, guiding you towards whatever emits this impulsive frequency. Ask a woodland creature. Hello. Can I help you, Buster? Hey there. If you were trying to break into that house at the top of the hill, how would you do it? What? Just because I've got little hands and go through people's trash, I'm supposed to know how to break into places? There's a hill that'll take you right up to the big flat roof thing. Sometimes the humans leave window open there and I go inside. Don't tell them, okay? I like to sleep in their big piles of cloth. It's one of my few joys in life. Okay. But you're not sure you even need to jump. You used to be quite the Lady Casanova in high school, and back in the day you learned two things. First, that the second floor of the residential building is never locked. And second, you still seem to take advantage of that security flaw. No judgmental parents ever managed to get in the way you and your high school. Either way, you have your way in. Let me knock on this window. Reese somewhere else. Okay. Now you jump. Oh god. The upstairs of the clinic feels like a decommissioned museum. Old furniture is covered in plain white sheets and a thick layer of dust coats the floor. The space hasn't been used in years. You're in the clinic, free to explore as you please. Or rather, you're free to explore as you please. You can feel that odd sensation again, the nagging pull of whatever it was that wanted you to find it. You've been caught by its gravity, an overwhelming curiosity guiding you around the corner and towards the dark doorway under the stairs. It's been left ajar, as if inviting you to enter. Turn on the lights. What the fuck? The light clicks on. You're in the morgue. MissKatonik, what are you doing in the morgue? What are you doing in the morgue? You haven't seen Stella around, have you? She's been missing since last night. I haven't. Did you think you'd find her in the morgue? His words seem distant to you. The tugging is strong down here. You can almost feel yourself slipping into a trance, and your eyes wander to the back wall of the morgue. You need to see what's back there. Follow the pull. You touch the wall. It feels disappointingly solid under your palm. Hey, are you okay? You feel Reese's hand gently shake your shoulder, and for a moment, the thing on the other side of the wall loosens its pull on you. You kind of look possessed for a second there. Are you good? Make him understand. There's a stone carving on the other side of the wall that I need to see. You're really serious, aren't you? This is probably a bad idea, but if you really need to get in there, I'm pretty sure there's an emergency axe somewhere upstairs. I just need to get the doc out of our hair. Should take 2 seconds. Get the doc out of her hair? Yeah, if I say I'm sick, I need something, she'll drop whatever she's doing and do it for me. Surefire way to get her out of the house. And most of the time, it's true anyway. Doesn't that make her worry about you more? There's something I can do at this point to get her to stop worrying about me. Might as well use it to my advantage when I can. Classy. Sounds great. Lead the way. Sweet, be right back. Why? What's with the background noise, dude? He strides past you, his long legs moving swiftly. He seems excited. His usual dour demeanor replaced with an uncharacteristically cut when faced with the prospect of sneaking around and tearing down walls. Does he also feel the thing behind him? You hear his soft voice filtering in through the door. Hey, Mom. He coughs gently. Reese, I didn't know you were awake. I still feel like shit, but I think I can finally try to keep some juice down. It looks like we're all out, though. Really? I thought I just picked some up. I got an errand to run on Main Street anyway. I'll go pick up some orange juice and some ginger ale, too. That would be awesome. Sorry to ask. I know you're probably busy. It's no problem. It doesn't take long. Don't do anything to strain us while I'm gone. Just lie in bed until I get back. Thanks, Mom. I'll take it easy. You hear the footsteps move down the hall, then to the front door opening and closing. It worked! The theatric rasp has left his voice, excitement rising in its place. Come on up. We don't have long until she's back. As you step out of the morgue, you relax. The extra space between you and the carving has weakened its hold on you, and with it, your desperation to claw your way through the walls and unveil it. It's one of those emergency fire axes, so it should probably be obvious wherever it is, though I'm not sure where she would be keeping it. I'll show you around. Let's try the doc's office first. You make your way to the doorway of her now vacant office. I don't see an axe in here. He's right. A cursory glance reveals nothing but stacks of paper and cabinets of medical supplies. But something on the desk catches your eye. Some sort of record with your family's name on it. Read the files. Reese stops in the doorway, turning to watch you leaf through the documents. Find something interesting. They're your family death certificate, Marlene's death certificate, sleep apnea. Chrysanthemum. Oh, I think it's pretty. Edwardine. Oh, fuck. No! Return. Dialogue. Yes. Died. Heart failure. Okay. Normal illness. Enoch's death certificate. Fall from a cliff. Organs sustained impact injuries, lacerations of the neck and body consistent with fall from great height. Oh, an actual autopsy report looks ancient. Other death certificates? Theodore Scarlet. 28. Crushed in mine collapse, body not recovered, signed by his brother, Enoch Scarlet. Joseph Scarlet died. Oh. Both killed at Normandy in the land of Lydia. Oh. Bone burial. You're missing. 16. So one of her kids died, the other one went missing, and then the other one died during the battle. Reese's eye flicked up to the doorway, and a second later you hear the sound of the front door handle being turned. His hand is in your shoulder before you even register what's happening, and you're pushed back out of view to the front door. Shit, I'm not supposed to be in here. We gotta hide. Don't put me in the closet! He hurried to close the door, motioning you inside. You slip inside and squish yourself into what little space is available in the near-full closet Reese closed on your heel. Let him in. You let him in. Together you listen as the doc makes her way to the home, to some room deeper into the clinic. I'm gonna get caught. We're in the clear. You probably only got a minute or two until she comes back, so let's make it count. The medical supply room is probably our best bet. If any other room in the clinic decides to have a fire house, it's probably the room full of chemicals. This way. Okay. Here. There it is. Keys. Here we go. What is that? Stamp on the thing. He rushes over to the counter and opens his bright red axe, pulling the glass door open. Your axe? Now we can respawn the starting to listen intently. That was the door from the house. Come on, if we hurry we can get back downstairs. I'll run interference, go downstairs, quick. You can hear her approaching now, floorboards creaking in the hallway on the other side of the office. You follow Reese's instructions once again, starting down the basement stairs, letting the flow of stone carving guide you back to the morgue. Dr. Kelly's voice filters down from above. I was right, we did already have tools. It was just in the back of the fridge, but there's no harm in having extra. What are you doing in the clinic? I thought I told you to go rest. Oh, I'm just gonna chill in the morgue. I got my speaker, so if you hear some weird sounds, it's just my music. I'll be sure to put in earplugs to drown out all that industrial clanging you listen to. No, I'm not the biggest fan of you spending down there. It can't be good for your mental health hanging out in the refrigerator for corpses. Do you at least have a blanket this time? Yeah, I'll be fine. It's just a change of scenery. My room feels too claustrophobic right now. Okay, I'll let you know when it's time for dinner. You hear the door at the top of the stairs close, and the sound of Reese descending the stairs, to join you in a fluorescent lit room below. Hey, you listen to music that sounds like a wall being broken down? Of course I do. I'm sad all the time. Glad my taste in music is finally coming in handy. It's exactly the cover we need. Let's do this. The first cut offers a surprising amount of resistance. There's some structure behind it, some wood frame holding it in place, trying to stand between you and what awaits you on the other side. You stagger back from a massive hole in the wall and admire your effort. Oh my god. Holy shit. The splintered edge frames a dark passage, seemingly cut deep into the side of the cliff. Cold seeping from the forgotten passage into the already frigid morgue. Reese Costas takes a better look at what lies beyond the wound in the wall. There's a whole hallway back here. Thick, stale air leaks from the hole, filling the morgue with an earthy, mildew smell, like the room is slowly filling with dirt. And with the stink of the grave-like room beyond comes an even stronger compulsion. You step forward. You should not come with me. And you climb into the hole. Why is he coming with me? This is wild. I had no idea none of this was here. An entire hospital building rotting away for decades behind some flimsy drywall. His voice sounds distant. Your sole focus is finding it. Your feet move without prompting, and you stumble down the hallway towards the far wall, barely registering the antique clutter as you stagger past it. Well, are you okay? You don't respond, and you don't bother to retrieve the axe. The wall is rotten, water damage having eaten away at the wood over the course of unknowable years. The planks nearly reduced to sawdust. We tear into it. Enoch, I thought you weren't going to come. I was worried you'd leave me here forever. They said there's nothing they can do. I'll never use my legs again. Enoch, what am I going to do? Nonsense, Teddy. These doctors don't know what they're talking about. I've been doing my own research and I found as an alternative. You won't have to worry about anything from here on out, I promise. I went to talk to the witch. A witch? But that's nonsense. It's alright, it's all sorted. We're taking you home today, and everything will be resolved by this time next week. Everything goes black. Your vision swims back into focus, and it takes a solid second or two to reorientate yourself. Did he carry me here? Do you still carry people? I thought you were, like, dying, dude. You're in an unfamiliar bed. Reese leans against the far wall, eyeing you with concern and curiosity. Hey, I was worried you'd slip into a coma or something. You tore down a wall like a wild animal, found some weird carving and collapsed. I think you might have had some kind of seizure. Are you okay? Wait, nothing spooky happened? The mountain didn't collapse on us? No ghosts? No, nothing. You just fell down, twitched a little, and when you seemed stable, I carried you back here. That was a few hours ago. But you have a delicate constitution. I'm sure I'll pay for it later, but I don't want you to have to wake up in that musty hallway, or the morgue. Does Dr. Kelly know I'm here? No, I stuck you back into the house while she was busy in the medical storage room. I had a vision. Like a hallucination? I have those sometimes too. Used to have them a lot as a teen. So you are like me, so the carving is making you sick? What is up with that? Look at the... Oh my god. Always just weird little things like my hands would look wrong, or my neck would seem too long, or the room would feel smaller. I think the carvings are trying to warn me about something. My family has dark secrets. An old family like yours, I believe it. Hopefully it's all ancient history though. Probably get going. Stella's still missing a stone. Here, finally stop yelling at me. There's no way I was going to take anything she gave me. She's been poisoning me for years. I've been thinking about what you said at dinner last night, and I don't see any other possibility. It's only ever been a day since I've stopped taking my pills, and I feel great. I went ahead and blocked my door so she can't get down here. Now we just have to wait her out. I don't know why your mom would poison you, though. I don't know. The thing I can't figure out is whether she's been trying to kill me slowly, or if she just likes keeping me sick enough to depend on her. Either way, I don't think I ever had an illness. I think the illness was me growing up and becoming less easy to control. Sure found a cure for that. Ricin is really bad. How are you not dead? I don't know. Maybe it's low enough doses, or maybe I developed a tolerance. But I think the fact that I feel more and more alive by the minute is enough to prove that she was keeping me sick. I don't even need solid evidence. Am I killing this guy by accident? No matter what, we should get out of this wasteland soon. Where would we go? The only person I know who has a car is Kanika, and she's not answering her phone. Huh? I don't know anyone else. I don't have any other family to go to. I never even finished high school. When I get out of this house, I don't know how I can make sure I don't wind up right back down here. You can stay with me if you want, at least until you get on your feet. I do live in an internet cafe though, so keep expectations low. That's okay, I'll stop probably better than here. But I guess we'll have to still go past time before we can get out of here. The distraction seems like a good idea, and you can possibly tell I'm getting a little jittery. Maybe it's the lack of poison in my system for the first time in years, or the fact that my whole perception of reality has been turned into its head. Probably a combo. It doesn't feel awful, to be honest. You can always draw me. If you're sure you're okay with sitting for a portrait, I'd love to draw you. There's a quality to drawing that's almost like catching memories, as sappy as that probably sounds. This can be a sort of snapshot of the night my life turned around. It's definitely a memory worth holding on to. I'll get you a chair. I've seen his drawings, he's good. He excitedly hurries across the room, pulling up a couple of chairs. You can see the difference in his energy now that he hasn't had his daily dose of poison. He's more talkative, less slouched. His long limbs no longer perpetually tucked in on his sides. May I touch your face? Her? I'm killing this guy by accident, alright? Let him start drawing. He paused for a brief moment, glancing away in thought. I wanted to draw you since we met yesterday. You had such striking bone structure. It makes for a truly unique face. I hope I can capture it. What does my character look like? He glances up at you every couple of seconds, the pencil still moving as he focuses his pen's gaze on you. This is so much easier than usual. Sometimes getting the basic forms down can feel like pushing through mud, but this is like breathing. It's just flowing out. He continues scratching out your portrait, the sound of pencil and paper louder and bolder as he strokes the edge, gain confidence. I just can't believe I let this go on for so long, that I never questioned her. That I so readily accepted the lines she gave me about my years of being a numbered and my illness being some bizarre mystery genetic thing that no other doctor could solve. I know it's hard to see when you're in the thick of it, but I was just so naive, and who knows what lasting damage managed to do to me. You realize that it isn't confidence that's deepening the lines on the paper, it's anger, frustration. You don't have to focus on what could have been. You have a new future ahead of you. Oh. Hello. Hi, Wayne. What? Is that who's been following you around? Yes? Good luck, freak. That glass is shatterproof. What do you mean? Wayne isn't going to hurt you. He hasn't hurt anyone. Yes, he will. He's furious with me. Can't you hear it? But I'm not weak anymore. I can fight back. I don't have to cower in fear from the people who want to hurt me. I can protect both of us. Oh. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. As Reese stares at his clothes, paint bubbles out from the canvases, his foolish figures feeling themselves out of their two-dimensional worlds, invading yours, crawling up the walls. I got my hand. Grab my hand, I'll pull you out. Leave us alone. I'm gonna... Because I'm gonna be dumb. I'm gonna save. Okay. Alright. In the search of violence, change has been brewing inside Reese finally comes. As it manifests, the broken basement window is sealed off, and Wayne along with it. Oh, I didn't even get to be a dumb bitch. This just happens. I can be a dumb bitch. See where I am? Oh no! No! Try and warn Dr. Kelly. Oh shit. You make your way to the door that beckoned you to yesterday, all intrigued and washed away. You know where it leads, you know what secrets the stone that lurked in the forgotten basement couldn't have to share with you. Now the clinic holds a new horror. Somewhere beyond the narrow hallway leading from the house proper into the doctor's office, there's a monster trying to do something unthinkable. Open the door. You grasp the handle and turn. Duck! Huh? Ow. You shoot. As if you could hope to stop me, you pathetic waste of flesh. Before Wayne takes another step down the stairs, paint flows out between the cracks in the wood, Reese panic pulling in a mob of furious smears to hold his enemies in place. The artist darts away, but the smears continue their work in his absence. Dr. Kelly makes her escape down the hallway, and Wayne is overcome, glued in place at the top of the stairs by stiffening globs of paint. Run after Dr. Kelly. The door in front of you is smothered in paint. Hey! Dr. Kelly's voice crackles out of these breakers. You, MissKatonik, I'm stuck in a safe room. I can't help you from here, but you can help both of us. What the hell is your son, ma'am? I wish I knew. He was fine until he hit puberty. Everyone said raising a teen was gonna be a bitch, but they didn't know the half of it. I need you to get to the medical storage room. I'll give you further instructions when you're there. I'm going to the medical storage room. I'm here. Great, now listen to me. I need you to use the black tape key to get into the cabinet and bring me the elephant tranquilizers. It's a bottle labeled carfentanil. Your tranquilizers clearly aren't gonna cut anymore. Oh, hi! An intercom system, huh, Doc? Good. You should hear this. MissKatonik, you don't have to do anything she says. I'm not gonna hurt anybody else, just her. If I don't, you and I both know she's just going to shoot me full of elephant tranquilizers. Did I hear that right? And shove me back down in the basement, or maybe someplace even worse, and keep killing me every day for the rest of my miserable existence? I feel amazing right now, better than I've ever felt in my life. I'm not dangerous, she's just scared because she knows she has to finally pay for what she's taken from me. I'm not going to let you kill someone, Reese. Why not? She wasn't afraid I might die. Does she know those tranquilizers aren't going to kill me? Does she care? Trust me, Reese, I've always been careful with your medication. I want you to live. I love you. Tell yourself whatever lies you have to, Mom. If you wanted a good relationship, you had your chance, and you decided to convince me I was dying instead of just letting me exist. Don't try to spin it like some kind of crime of passion now that the consequences are staring you in the face. Oh, Wayne's gonna fight you. Enough! Reese cries out in pain. Ah, what the hell did you do to my shoulder? I'll handle it. Try to get somewhere safe until then. The two stagger off down the hallway. Quick, grab the tranquilizers and head for the safe. Grab the tranquilizers. He's an organized woman. God damn. Ma'am? Does he get it from his father's side or your side? You make your way to the medical storage room and back to the hallway where Dr. Kelly disappeared. Oh, crap. Get in! She shuts the door quickly, though one of the little squares manages to slip past her. She stomps on it. Paint, the stairs splatters across the cement floor. It sounds like Grace and your friends are still fighting. You probably have a few minutes before he gets here. Let's talk Grace! Yeah, I bet you have some questions. Go ahead, I have nothing left to hide. When did you find out? A little after he hit puberty. He had all the usual changes, then a few extra. Thickening nails, sharpening teeth, elbow shears. I figured he might have some kind of genetic disorder, had him checked out a few years specialist, but there was nothing obviously wrong with him. Then we had an argument, and he changed, right in front of me. It was nothing like what he is now. Just a couple of inches and some facial abnormalities, enough to be noticeable. I was scared. He could see that, and he stopped. I thought it was a one-off, or maybe a hallucination. But the second time, it wasn't as subtle, and it didn't go away as easily. That's when I knew for sure that this was something beyond my realm of expertise. What is he? At first I thought he was some kind of werewolf. But if he is, it doesn't follow any kind of full moon rules or anything. Silver doesn't do shit to him, and I've seen what he looks like. It's just weird. I almost wish I could examine him while he's fully transformed. I'd be fascinated to know what happens to him, or how his body does it. But he seems pretty hell-bent on ripping my throat out, so I guess it'll just have to remain a mystery. Was his dad still here? A strange little smile crept onto Dr. Kelly's face. I wish I knew. It just kind of happened. I wasn't seeing anyone. I just woke up pregnant one day. I know how impossible it sounds. I'm a doctor, for Christ's sake. I kept having these weird dreams, almost like sleep paralysis episodes. Romantic sleep paralysis episodes. They were usually kind of sweet, but they were just dreams. But then all of a sudden, my period stopped. I got morning sickness, and roughly 9 months later, Reese. Bruh? What the fuck? The ratio between you seemed so difficult. Yeah, you could say that. He was such a cute kid. When I found out I was pregnant, I was terrified. I didn't know if I'd be ready, but he made me love being a mom. It's not like it was going to be sunshine and roses forever, no matter what. Kids grow up and they change. Sometimes for the worse. This is part of being a mom too. Doing what you can to make sure the child you brought into the world isn't going to go around eating people. How did he not know what he was? I've been medicating him since he was 12. We've only had 3 incidents like this before, maybe 4, depending on what counts. This is the worst of one by far. He doesn't seem to understand at first that he looks different, and I just make sure to stay on top of his dosages so he rarely ever does. But I've been prepping for this inevitability. He's an adult now. There's only so much I can do to control him. Why did you start poisoning him? Dr. Kelly sighs. Can we stop calling it poison? Yes, it's poison, but the act of me giving him poison was not me poisoning him. I was mitigating his illness. I started when he was around 15. I've been giving him increasingly high doses of Klonopin, but his body kept adapting, and his symptoms would come back, especially if you ever fought. I couldn't keep ordering all those drugs. It was already suspicious, and I would risk losing my license, especially if anyone ever found out what I was using them for. Someone approached me with a solution. I took it. and I've been dealing with the emotional and mental consequences of that decision ever since. Who approached you, and what did they say? Dr. gives you a long, hard look. I don't want to talk about that woman. But screw it, I might die tonight, sure, I'll tell you. It was... and that's all I have to say about that. It's Sybil. How do you know he's dangerous? Well, he wants to murder me, so that's clue number one. It's not like he's usually a violent kid. He's mostly just sad, but every now and then we butt heads, and that's usually when this side of him comes out. Imagine this happens anytime he gets frustrated with anyone. Imagine he gets road rage one day, turns to a 12-foot tall monster with a million teeth, and rips somebody apart in the middle of a major metropolitan area. Yeah, he's dangerous. Then kind to me. Yeah, and Ted Bundy was kind of people he picked off from the side of the road, and he slaughtered them. He's a real sweet kid most of the time, but I can't let that overshadow the violence he's capable of. Leave it at that. While we're at it, any other secrets you're keeping? You have it all. You have no idea how relieved I am to finally say all this shit out loud. What is this room? Old X-ray room. Lead walls. After I realized the whole situation was a possibility, I had the door reinforced with special remote controlled locks. Glad I could finally come in handy. What's the plan? Both short and long term. Well, I pumped him full of elephant tranquilizers, then I locked him in here. Then I somehow convinced him to see things from my perspective. And we all lived happily ever after. Has that worked before? He's never known the exact nature of his condition before. Maybe it was a mistake to hide it from him. But I thought it meant he could feel like he had more freedom, not knowing that if he just stopped taking his pills, he could become big and pointy enough to kill me. I'm going to have to revoke some of those freedoms now. He's not going to like that, but I think he'll understand if it takes time. I don't think he wants to hurt people, he just can't help what he is. Now that I'm in on all your secrets, because we're kind of a team, huh? Kid, you're at least a decade too young for me. Ma'am. Responsible adult, actually. The sound of distant breaking glass tests the silence of the clinic outside the safe room. Shit, this might be game time. Kelly's door open. Dr. Kelly opens the door. The two of you stare out into the hallway. Oh. Look at his little skull. Oh! Oh, that's fucking creepy. Holy shit. What the fuck? Is this what you were so afraid of? Hand over the tranquilizers, this is our shot. Wait, romance? Like romance to her? She just thought I'm too young for her. Tame the beast. Oh, no, I'm taming the beast? But jeez. For God's sake. I'm not a monster. He takes a step back, and then he's gone. You can hear his thudding footsteps recede down the hall, then the sound of the front door. How the hell did you manage that? You have a bond? You met him yesterday, but I can't deny what just happened. You managed to get him to back down. Still, I doubt the rest of the town is going to be able to do the same. I should go after him. He's all keyed up. If I don't do something, he might go after somebody else. Let him leave the nest. About time he figured out on his own. I shudder to think what that means for someone like him. But it's dark. He has better night vision than me. Going after him would probably just end poorly. I hope you knew what you were doing. If I'm being honest with you myself, it's been a long time coming. I couldn't keep this up forever. Something was bound to break eventually, and I suppose I should be grateful it didn't end with any of us dead yet. You could have at least made less of a mess of the place, though. I've got to get to cleaning. I'd appreciate it if you got the hell out of my house now. Sorry, ma'am. The night is oddly warm compared to the chill of the day. Crickets singing quietly in the sleepy little neighborhood. Everything that happened in the clinic was almost like a dream, and now that it's over, you realize how little it meshed with your understanding of the world. Go home. It's time to go home. But before you get far, you're interrupted by the sound of panting and the telltale jingle of dog tags. Hey! It's the militia. They've poured out of the woods to stand before you on the road. We're looking for Gretchen's human, weren't you? Yeah? Okay. Lead the way. You let the dogs lead you into the wilderness, following on their heels as they make you take to Stella's hideaway. Before long, the trees thin, and you find yourself on the steep hill by a two-lane road lined on this one side by sheer rock. And there, sitting on a log, staring mournfully out at the asphalt, is Stella. And there she is. Keep her safe. She's seeing you, speaker. You sit on the log beside Stella. How did you? She looked over her shoulder in confusion. Is that a gang of dogs? Why haven't you been answering your phone? What is this place, Stella? Why are we here? It's just a bunch of bad memories, nothing left to talk about. Come on, let's go back to town. Just be our parents' life. Before we go, I should tell you about what happened today. Oh? You relate the events of the evening as best as you can. Saying it out loud somehow makes it feel less real, like you're sharing the plot of a horror movie, not something that actually happened to you. Oh my god. I'm just going to go ahead and lock that one away in the void. Two of you walk back to town in silence. Guess I'll see you tomorrow. Wayne! Wayne, you're hurt. He appears as if out of nowhere, clothes streaked with what at first looked like blood and gore, but he quickly rises to feet, evidence of his alteration with Reese. I'll walk you. Why is there so much menacing music? Thank God you're okay. I was worried Reese might have gotten you. Shall we? Is Wayne gonna kill me? That's gonna suck. I'm gonna have a mini Wayne in my house. Wayne walks just ahead of you in near complete silence. Am I gonna flirt with Wayne? Anyway. Did you know Reese was like that? I knew he was different. How exactly I wasn't sure, but now I know. I should be able to make quick work of him next time. He's just misunderstood. He's not complex enough to be misunderstood. He's a miserable walking weapon that spends all his time feeling sorry for himself. It would be best for the world if he were put down. No, don't kill him. I guess he's too Dave. Why are you following me around? Why not Stella, or Kanika, or Sybil? Why not Tabitha? Because you're special. But why? Why am I so special? You simply are. You do not feel the ties that bind us. They are unbreakable. I thought you wanted me to stay at the estate. Aren't you going to lecture? You are free to make your own decisions, and those decisions have been made. I know that something rolls at you, and I know that now you cannot stop until your task is finished. I'll keep you safe while you do what you must. Thank you for looking out for me. I'm sure we'll see each other tomorrow. You should try to spend some time in that old building before you head to town. Tabitha won't be around, too busy at the mines. Forbidden Place won't be forbidden without her there to stop you, and you might be surprised at what you find. Until then, sleep well. He disappears into the underbrush. Go home. The stage feels empty, wind howling through the abandoned halls, the very foundations creaking beneath you. Your cousin has already gone to bed. Go to bed. Exhausted beyond belief, you stumble into your room and collapse on the bed. The damp smell of the mattress is starting to become almost welcoming. The sign that the now daily horrors of Scarlet Hollow are finally behind you, at least until the sun inevitably rises again. You close your eyes. Your exhausted body is coming to sleep almost immediately. Dr. Doolittle. Cayenne, the artist. I already ordered flesh. Okay. Perhaps smaller. So I'm gonna save my game here. I load. Fuck, I didn't save. Doesn't matter. Oh, kind of does, doesn't it? Okay, I'm gonna go back, save, and then we can. What? I know things got steamy with Reese earlier, but I still only have eyes for you, big fella. I'm interested in you, and I want. Thanks for walking me home. I missed you today. I wish you'd drop in sooner. Just can't stay away, can you? You just really like me. Can't stay away, can you? You just really like me. I do, and I'm concerned for you. I want to make sure someone is always looking out for you. Think of me as something of a guardian angel, if you'd like. But I'm going to save this right here. Okay. I'm going to. So this is the one where I don't start with it. Let's do. And I think that's themed research, but I'm only advice for you. Oh, that's actually a lot creepier than I thought it would be. That's a little creepier than I thought it would be. That's the only time it let me pick everything. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I'm gonna load this one. I want to name the base. What happens if I got Monster Hunt Lover and this is the dating sim, right? Okay, but it doesn't change anything. He still leaves. Okay, it just gives me more options. And he's not out here waiting. This is my save. Okay, so that's it for episode 4. Anyway, I've got a lot of questions, and the episode just came out, so I'm gonna have those questions for a long time still. So, tell me what route you picked. I have the Monster Lover achievement, so that's interesting. Yeah, let me know if you liked the video. I should do more like this. I've got a couple of visual novels, so yeah, thanks for watching. Bye bye.